Hello, welcome to this Lay Servant workshop on rediscovering our spiritual gifts. I'm Reverend Beth Perry, and I'm happy to be joining with you in this workshop. Every day I'll have a video like this for you to watch. Future videos will focus on some of the materials that we would cover if we were in a regular face-to-face class, but today it will mostly cover some logistics about the workshop and then a brief spiritual exercise. More about that later. For now, the first logistical topic I want to cover is how do you find your way around Blackboard? Well, if you haven't used it before, start by clicking on any of the red and white tabs on the left-hand side of the screen. Try the FAQ first and then check out announcements. They'll be mailed to you, but then they'll be on the Blackboard site in case you want to access them again. Then try assignments. That's where you'll see the agenda for each day of the workshop. It includes the required readings, any other activities you need to do. Occasionally, it'll direct you to workshop materials, so you can click on that link too. And click on the Spiritual Gifts Journal. There will be a journal with your name on it. That's where you post daily after watching the video lectures. But a little more about that again later. Next, visit the discussion board. And if you want to know more about me, click on the Workshop Leader tab. The second logistical item I want to cover is how you earn contact hours. The 10 hours of contact with the instructor that fulfill the requirements for an advanced lay speaker workshop. Think about those as about 1 hour a day that you and I are connected with each other the way we would be in a face-to-face workshop. In that sort of workshop, you do your reading and your assignments at home, and then you gather in one location with me for the contact hours. So here it's the same. You do your reading and assignments at home, and then you connect with me on Blackboard site for those 10 hours. So you can earn those contact hours in several ways. First, these video lectures are going to count for about 20 minutes of that daily hour. In the video lectures, you'll hear me talk and you'll do some activities that you'll then use in your daily spiritual gifts journal. The second way to earn contact hours, about 10 minutes a day, since most of the work's already done in the video lecture, is in that journal. It's your brief reflection on the material, and it's something that only I can see and only I can reply to. I'll read your entries every day and I'll reply like a conversation between us in a face-to-face class. And the contact comes from those responses. The third portion of the contact hours comes from posting and responding to other participants in the discussion board. You'll need to post to daily threads, and you'll need to respond to at least 2 other participants daily. That's about 20 minutes a day towards your contact hours. However, I know from doing this as a participant in other workshops that you can spend much longer than that if you want to, and if you want to be in a conversation with a lot of other participants. And that's what really makes these kind of workshops rich, but it still only counts as about 20 minutes of the contact hour, no matter how long you spend on the site. So the next thing that I want to talk about logistically are your assignments for today. Watching this video lecture and responding in the journal to our exercise we'll do in a few minutes. That's part of it. There's a good bit of reading, as you can see, and you can go back to the assignment section to see more about that. And participating in discussion on the discussion board, of course. Okay, so let's move on to today's exercise. It's found on page 13 of Each One a Minister, a spiritual exercise called Being Chosen. The directions tell you to think about a time when you were chosen. Do you remember being chosen for a sports team back in school, or being chosen for the choir or a theater production after an audition? Or for a position in church leadership, or by someone you love as a date, a partner, a spouse. Anytime you remember being chosen. Spend a moment thinking about that time. Try to recall it in detail. What was the weather like? Were there any smells in the air? Was there laughter or tears or applause or silence? Now, jot down your answers to the next 4 questions. How did you know you had been chosen? There was some evidence of it. What was that evidence? What did you hear or see or smell or taste or touch that told you you were chosen? What evidence did others see that showed them that you had been chosen. For example, after my husband proposed to me, we went shopping for an engagement ring, evidence that I had been chosen for his wife. How did being chosen make you feel? Happy, proud, loved, frightened, excited, worried? What feelings were connected to being chosen? Now, turn from that experience of being chosen to think about your relationship with God. Do you think you've been chosen by God? And before you answer with an automatic, oh, of course, think about it as concretely as you did the experience above. What evidence do you have that you have been chosen? What can you see? What can others see? And finally, how do you feel about being chosen by God? What emotions does it conjure up in you to know that God has chosen you and that there is evidence that you and others can see that you have been chosen? Now that you've jotted down those answers, go to your spiritual gifts journal. Click on the journal with your name and you'll see directions for posting to it each day. Post the answers you've just written and I'll reply to them later today or tomorrow. And God bless you as you rediscover your spiritual gifts.